Jenny.
Hi, Sandy.
So I'm really excited to talk to you today, Jenny, as the strategy leader for our lead service line replacement programs.
And I'm so glad we're together in person to just talk and collaborate as the strategy leader for complete corridors, which we also refer to as integrated infrastructure plans.
Yeah, so I was really excited to have this conversation with you today because as part of the underground services right now, we're tearing up a lot of roads, doing lead service line replacement all across the country. And I really see opportunities where we can integrate better. And what's unique about lead service line programs is that we have to coordinate so much with those individual property owners on individual neighborhood streets and really directly impacting people's yards and streets, and that's very personal. And so there's really opportunities to put back things better than how we found them.
It was a couple of years ago when we first started talking about what are complete corridors, how do we integrate our infrastructure plans better so that when we do turn the dirt, we're putting it back better than we found it. I was talking to another one of our colleagues who works in lead service, and she had just completed a program and said, gosh, wouldn't it have been nice if when we repaved, if we had put in those bike lanes that I bet they want, or perhaps improve those sidewalks. So we're getting this really fun opportunity to overlay projects and desired improvements in those areas to get these different professionals together who wouldn't previously have worked together and collaborate to see how we can streamline those construction efforts. And ultimately, saving some money along the way, but also causing less disruption in those communities by having fewer construction events.
We're already seeing this in some of our programs on the lead side, where we're coordinating with DOTs, departments of transportation, or public works departments, where we're trying to get ahead of upcoming paving. Now that makes so much sense because now we take the cost out of the lead program. We're not double paying for paving it under this water program and then paving it again under a DOT program, or the DOT coming in, doing the paving, and then God forbid we come in and now tear it back up again. It's not just one department that's going to solve this. It's not going to be the water department or the transportation department that is forward thinking enough to solve this. Everybody has to be willing to plan a little bit more, to do a little bit more up front, to not, like we always put out our paving for the following year in June. That's what we do. Maybe pushing that back a little bit so that others can plan around that town's paving department. So it's really coordinating with everybody. Everyone's seeing that benefit of if we're coordinated, everybody saves cost.
When we first bring up the idea of integrating infrastructure plans, it's very normal for the reaction to be, we don't usually work with them, or we're on a schedule, or we only have this much money, and that just sounds like a lot of extra work, and we can't even begin to think about this.
I've definitely seen that as well. Yeah.
But when a community can go to its citizens and its businesses and say, by the way, while we're out here, we're also going to improve this flooding issue, or we're going to give you a safer walk to that bus stop, or we're going to get you a bus shelter while we're out there, so you no longer have to stand in the rain to catch the bus.
Better lighting,
improved lighting, maybe that bike lane they had been hoping for. So it is an opportunity to demonstrate that goal of finding improved
and that could
life.
definitely help us with our customer participation and save on those outreach costs, because you can show this fuller transformation of your neighborhood.
Yes.
That we're keeping this in mind, and we're here to make some improvements. We just want to replace your lead line at the same time we're making these other improvements. I think that would be a great sell.
Yeah. I do too. It's easy to forget what's going on underground, but when the improvement is on the surface as well.
That's true. Yeah.
It's kind of nice. When I think of so many of our talented project managers we work with across the public sector, across utilities, and so many of our clients, They want to do more. They want to do better.
Absolutely.
But they have a lot on their plate. They've got a long to-do list already.
And usually a directive of get this project done.
Yes.
By this date.
Exactly. They have a project, a budget, a schedule. So they don't really have the luxury that we have sometimes to just brainstorm and troubleshoot and collaborate. But when we bring them those what ifs, they typically need the support of someone above them in an organization chart. It could be a director of public works, it could be a county administrator, it could be an elected official, a mayor, to say, this is how we're going to do business differently. It may take a little investment up front, however, it'll provide returns in the future.
I'm sure we can both think of mayors and elected officials who are visionaries and would absolutely grab onto these ideas. And what better way to communicate with your constituents than we're going to come into the 21st century and we're going to progress for the future and save costs and do this efficiently and effectively. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for those types of leaders that can see that bigger picture.
I agree.